The source book on assessment has been prepared by the NCERT in all the subjects at the primary level. And these books are, as the name indicates, they're the source books. They give a lot of ideas to the teachers, they give a lot of inputs, they give a variety of tasks so that you can, simplify what assessment is, simplify the concepts of continuous comprehensive evaluation. And a lot of teachers have been involved in the preparation of these source books. And I'll be presenting the source book for English. So I think we'll start with a quote from J. Krishnamurti. And as you see, education is to educate your children to understand the whole of life and not merely segment of life like the physical, emotional, mental, psychological or spiritual, and to have not just the compartmentalized, divided outlook, but a whole, total, integrated outlook on life. So the source book starts with a quotation by this eminent educationist, and it signifies that one has to create human beings who are very creative. What should the primary child's face be like? What should the child be like at the end of primary? All this is very, very important. And what should the profile of the child be at the end of primary? Now, why the source books? The source books are to make available ideas, options, strategies for continuous comprehensive assessment by addressing the overall developmental trajectory of the child, redefining and seeking new parameters for providing a holistic picture of a child's progress, and avoiding assessment of piecemeal fragmented domains and curricular areas. Revealing to what extent and how children learn, assessing the learning experience that the child undergoes, and try to empower the child to undertake self-assessment with the teacher as a facilitator, facilitating assessment as an integral part of the ongoing teaching learning processes. And source books have been prepared by the NCERT in maths, EVS, Hindi, English, and arts education. So all these source books are available with the NCERT, and they have been prepared for the primary level, and you can procure them from the NCERT. So now what do we expect from the source books? The source book will answer questions like how children learn, and the source book in English will tell about the learning of English over here. Understanding what children learn, what are the different indicators for assessing learning, what are the different ways to learn, how to record the child's learning, how to report the student's progress. So all these questions have been answered in the source book. It is very important that it is a very sensitive document, and it addresses all the aspects of the primary children. Now, a lot of stress has been laid in the front pages on what do we expect from the source books and understanding children and how they learn. Now, every child can learn if allowed to do so at his or her own pace. Children learn more through play and through activities. They learn better from each other and if they actually do things. Classroom learning should be linked to what happens outside the classroom and at home. Children construct their own knowledge. They learn through experiences, play, explorations, and children learn in a spiral and not a linear way. One must remember that. Children learn through making mistakes, and learning takes place in a holistic manner. The source book also delves on the, gives thought on what continuous comprehensive evaluation is. Now there is more talk of it, but earlier when the source books were written, we did touch upon these terms. Now, what is continuous in CCE? We've defined it as an integral part of teaching learning process, the means of overcoming and going beyond the rigidities and harshness of the prevailing conventional examination and testing in the elementary classes. Evaluation is seen as a process whereby the teacher learns about the child in order to be able to teach better, and continuous evaluation becomes a strategy of assessment which is a part and parcel of the teaching learning itself. What is comprehensive in CCE? The term comprehensive implies the capacity to view the child from a holistic perspective rather than merely in terms of a learner of different school subjects. Aspects such as the child's health, personality, behavior and attitude. Teacher will first understand in a dynamic manner the different aspects of a child's evolving nature and then formulate his or her comments based on observations. What is evaluation in CCE? The evaluation process is very broad and involves 4 major steps. Collection of evidences, analysis of these evidences, interpreting the outcomes of analysis and making judgments about the child's progress, and taking decisions. Now, what about assessment? Is it oral? Is it only oral, written, quantitative in nature, or periodical? What major shifts are required for CCE? We've given the cycle of learning and assessment, and this entire cycle is given in the source book of assessment, and the learning cycle one sees is, it's given in detail. It's flashed on 2 pages of the source book. Next. Now let us reflect what are the current practices of assessment in schools, what are the gaps in assessment practices, what measures need to be taken, and what are the challenges at various levels. Now the current practices of assessment in school. Current assessment and evaluation practices do not provide a complete picture of the child's abilities and progress. The outcome-based evaluation focus on achievement rather than learning and progress, and the major mode of assessment is the paper pencil test. Textbook determined limited opportunities are there for learning. Reporting of child's progress is based on marks, which causes tension and conflict. Schools are not truly inclusive about the uniqueness of the child, and his or her needs are not addressed, and limited role and space for parents and community in the children's learning. What is the desired shift? We've spent some time on these pages, 2 pages, on what is the desired shift that is now required in the schools. The process-based and not only the outcome-based evaluation is necessary. We have to celebrate differences and diversities in children, keep track and map each child's individual progress. Each child improves and progresses against her own individual performance, reduction of total dependence on exams and unit tests, and the teacher's role beyond the assessor and the child as the assessed. Promote assessment beyond the textbook. So the entire NCF also stresses on moving beyond the textbooks, and the source book also gives reflection on how one has to move beyond the textbook and create new methods and create new tools for assessing the child. Why should children be assessed? Plan teaching learning situations in a more suitable or as per the need of the group. Find out to what extent curricular expectations and syllabi objectives have been achieved. Do away with the fear of assessment and encourage a feeling of confidence and accomplishment. Help the child understand and slowly realize what he or she can or cannot do. Find out what learning, changes and progress takes place in the child over a period of time. Provide evidence of children's progress. Support and improve every child's learning and development. How should assessment be done? Step 1, collecting information and evidence through different sources and methods. Step 2, recording of information. Step 3, making sense of the information collected. Step 4, reporting and communicating feedback on assessment. Collecting information and evidence through different sources and methods. The sources of information are parents, child's friends or peer group, other teachers, community members, elders, and methods of assessment are individual assessment, group assessment, self-assessment, peer assessment. We've talked about all this in the source book. I can also show you the source book that the NCERT has brought out, and probably many of you have not seen it also, so you can have a look. Next, we've talked a lot about peer assessment and self-assessment in other sessions. Now, NCF 2005, the language education goals. A cohesive curricular policy is based on guiding principles for language teaching and acquisition. Syllabi aims at creating meaningful context for language acquisition, arousing the curiosity and interest of the child to share their ideas and experiences, use multilingual character of our society as a resource, and syllabus integrates the concerns of environment, gender, peace, health, work, and arts. Language education goals are given here. English needs to find its place along with other Indian languages and along with other subject areas. Next. Assessment and achievement of the learner is part of the ongoing teaching learning process. Questions like why should children be assessed, what should be assessed, when should assessment be done, how should assessment be done, how can information and results of assessment be used. All these are answered in the source book. The language education aims and objectives, you are all familiar with the NCF 2005 language goals. Yes, next. The language aims continued, competence to understand, ability to read with comprehension, effortless expression, coherent writing, control over different registers, scientific study of language, and a creativity and sensitivity to be fostered. Yes. The techniques for assessing. Now, this is an important portion of the source book where we have given a number of tools and techniques for assessing the child's learning. One is observation, second is assignments, third projects, fourth portfolio, fifth checklist, sixth rating scales, and seventh anecdotal records. Next. Now, how to make recording more effective? You have to record the observations on a day-to-day or unit to unit, in informal and formal situations. Assess the child's work during an activity and when it is completed. Make a special effort to write qualitative descriptive statements. Prepare a child's profile. For that, record 3 or 4 children can be observed in a day, so that after a month the teacher may have some substantial information of all children, and keeping some sample work of a child in a portfolio while making notes, taking to the child about what is being done and how it is being done. One should talk to the child, and making a conscious effort to note down important changes, problems, positives and strengths, and learning evidences. Now, the indicators have been prepared by the NCERT on what actually what one has to expect to be tested for the listening, speaking, reading, writing. And these indicators are helping us out with the textbooks, with the skills, with what has to be actually assessed by the teachers. And every school and every school system is making their own effort, because the NCERT gives the broad framework. And under this, though the indicators have been prepared, the tools and techniques have been given, it is for the school systems to evolve their own testing methods. Now, some suggested learning activities have been given in the source book on the oral skills, listening skills, reading skills, writing skills, integrated skills. Now, the ways of assessing and recording. NCF focuses on communication and integration of skills, holistic perspective on language. Formal grammar teaching at the primary level is not emphasized at all. At least 50% weightage should be given to the oral skills. This is what we say in the source book. The techniques of assessment, oral techniques. We've given an example of a format where the individual activity, the inside, outside field work can be observed. Group work of the child can be observed in small groups and large groups. The seat work, the class work, the project assignments, homework, portfolio, and any other specific observation. The day-to-day observation, day and date, and the remarks and comments can be given by the teacher in the last column. The formal tasks can be answering questions, storytelling, reading aloud, describing things, actions, etc., observation techniques, self-assessment, and peer assessment. The written technique, assessing skills of reading and writing through unit test, class test, term test, half-yearly and annual examinations. While assessing children's written work, there are these three aspects can be seen into in depth. The content, this is just an example I've given. Content will refer to ideas presented in writing. We can give 3 marks. Accuracy is another important step, and which will refer to correct spelling and structure of sentences, and fluency will refer to logical presentations. Now, folders and portfolios are very important part, and these can be created by the teacher. It may contain the child's oral or written work, recordings, and collection of his work, the child's exhibiting her or his efforts, progress, and achievements in 1 or more language skills. The classes 1 and 2 have been specified. You can see it flashed over here. Next. The types of language tests can be proficiency test used to measure the child's general competence in a second language, achievement test, teacher-made test used in schools, and diagnostic test provides information about the specific problems a child may be facing in certain areas. Different types of questions and tasks have also been included in the source book, and these English tests of true and false, matching, multiple choice, gap filling, transformation, rewriting, open-ended questions, translations, the closed procedure, and dictation. The sample record sheet has been given, the performance of the child from grade A to grade C, good, adequate, and the child needing help. Yes, any questions? Actually, were you all aware of the source book that the NCERT has brought out? Then perhaps one needs to have access to it, and you can go through a lot of ideas, a lot of views, and it's a very broad framework that we have worked upon. But the inputs are there. The tools and techniques have been given. The indicators have been worked upon, and you can, have assessments on the listening, speaking, reading, writing skills through the indicators. You can work out on those indicators and develop for your own school or your institution. I'm sure they have it at the NCERT website, and you can also buy it. But of course, it has not been very, the popularization has to take place. Though it has been in the system for some time, people are not very aware of it. Teachers, yeah. I've brought a copy, that's why, to show it to you. Okay, this is the source book, and they have it in all the subject areas.
Madam, may I ask you to clarify about portfolio assessment?
Yeah. That is very interesting, and portfolios are, some of the states have created samples of how they are going to keep portfolio of every child, and this is, you'll have to actually select which works of the child you are going to keep in that portfolio. I mean, whatever the child's efforts are, it need not be just formal, it can be in informal situations also. So you can have your observations on the child. The child's work can be kept, but not every work of the child. The teacher has to be very selective in what she is selecting of the child's tasks and what she is keeping in the portfolio to show the progress of the child. Suppose it is language, you have to show the progress of the child in the oral skills, or in reading, or in writing. So whatever the child's efforts are, he might have drawn something. He might have, created something. He might have written a small poem in his own language. So all the good things that the child has done, you can maintain a portfolio, and that portfolio can move on with the child from class to class. And that is an effort, and every state is also experimenting with creating portfolios for the primary children, so that the progress of the child gets recorded. And you don't just, mark him as good or bad through the test and exams.
Any questions again?
Assignments are there, anecdotal records are there, checklists the teacher can prepare, and observations, of course, are very, very necessary. You could also tell us about some efforts that are going on in the states on assessment. There's a lot of talk about it, I know, but we have to start right from the primary. It's easier at the higher levels, but it's very difficult at the primary level. The oral assessment, the listening and speaking skills, we have recommended 50% marks. Now 50% marks on oral, the teacher has to work out what all she is going to see in the oral skills. The listening and speaking, which get highly neglected at the primary level. And these have to be addressed, and these have to be continually assessed through the primary child's, the journey, the entire primary journey of the primary child. Because unless you develop that confidence at the primary level, it's not going to be built up at the upper primary and secondary level. And at that level, you have a much higher course. So one really has to start at the primary level, and a lot of thinking has to go on how to make this assessment very, very child friendly. And the entire thing has to move beyond the textbook also. The child's emotional, social, personal, family commitments, or whatever problems that the child is facing, on all those angles, to give a holistic picture of the entire thing is an effort in the source book.
Madam, another question is there. So 50% of weightage should be given to oral assessment. It is there in primary level.
Yeah.
So what about other skills?
The reading and writing, we have always been testing the reading and writing till now. The teacher is reading, the children are reading, and they have been given the questions, and the children answer, and the teacher marks them in the exercise books. Now, oral skills get neglected. And therefore, the effort over here, particularly, we've given a lot of oral activities, we've given a lot of ideas to the teachers through this source book.
Last year we had a course at RI Mysore.
Yeah.
But on the primary level, it is 60-40, 60% the primary is.
No, in the source book we have mentioned 50, and this was presentation of the source book. So as I told you, we have suggested this, and now it is for the institutions and the schools. If they feel it is 60, they can give 60 for that. The effort has to be made at the institutional level. Kendriya Vidyalaya systems, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangatans have developed their own report cards, their own formative and summative pattern. So the ideas can be drawn from the source book, and you can build up your own. You can adapt and adopt the way the state wants or the system wants. It is an effort to give a broad view, a framework of what assessment is, and the features of a primary child, what all you should take care of when you are developing any test for the primary level.
I was thinking in terms of the continuous comprehensive evaluation that we have to do, and how can I use this in my classroom. So I was just thinking about that. So maybe this could be really helpful, and I'll buy all for all subjects. I didn't know it existed at all. So good that you told us this.
Actually, at the primary level, we are suggesting an integrated approach to the teaching. And we include an integrated scheme of all the skills plus communication and integration of all subject areas. Like in classes 1 and 2, the system doesn't have separate EVS books in classes 1 and 2. So EVS themes can be taken up, mathematics themes can be taken up, and the tests can be so prepared so that the integration of all the subject areas is also taking place at primary level. So a different vocabulary need not be built up, but an integrated approach needs to be followed even in your testing. And the child can be observed in formal, informal, group work, individual work, and the teacher can assess the child by simply observing from time to time, day to day, week to week, and record any changes that have taken place. So it is a very child-friendly system that we are recommending through the source book. Child-friendly assessment.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am from Lakshadweep actually. There,
You are
Kerala.
following the NCERT books?
Yeah, no, both the patterns are followed there. And while in NCERT and SCRT, in first standard, primary level, first standard, the student or the learner is not at all tested in paper pencil. Whereas in NCERT, as you told rightly, they have been tested 50% towards the after the midterm examination. What do you think? Is it fair upon the part to test both the child? Even stream is going on parallel in our schools, both the English medium and the as well Malayalam medium. So in Malayalam medium, students are not tested. Oral test is only given for first standard, whereas in NCERT they have been tested. I think, as far as my knowledge is concerned, oral test can be given in first standard. I don't know whether I am right or not.
Definitely, because the oral skills, as I said, are being neglected at the primary level, and we have not tested children in that. And we are recommending testing of oral skills. And in classes 1 and 2, many of the states are now experimenting. They are just giving oral feedback to the children, because in oral skills, the listening and speaking, they are focusing on that and they are laying the importance on that. And that is why we said that some marks need to be given on the oral skills also. It's not simply reading and writing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.